Okay, so now we're ready to add images to our Premiere files. So if you go to a picture, double click on it, and it will appear in your source window. So we're going to end up, it's called a cross dissolve, where one image fades into another. We're going to be adding those, and it's going to take a second. So we need to adjust the time code in order to give it time to fade into one another. So if you look at your time code, remember it goes hours, minutes, seconds, frames. There are 29.97 frames in a second. So we're going to click on the time code and type 100 and press enter. So you can see this is 1 second. And see the playhead goes here. If you press I on the keyboard, it sets an endpoint. And then it's automatically set to 4 seconds. It's actually 3 seconds and 29 frames. You can basically call that 1 second, 4 seconds. You're going to do this for every image. So double click your image. In the time code, type 100, press enter, and hit the I on the keyboard to set the endpoint. Double click the image, type 100 in the time code, press the I on the keyboard, and double click the next image. Type 100 on the keyboard, press the I on the keyboard, go to the next image. 100, enter, I. Next image. 100, enter, I. 100, enter, I. 100, enter, I. For all 40 images. I have already done all of the images to save us some time. So now I'm ready to add it to our timeline. Select your timeline and hit the home key. Watch the playhead, see? Now it's back at the beginning. Select an image. I'm going to go in order. You do not have to go in order. Double click an image. It shows up in your source window. If you press the period key on your keyboard, it adds it to your timeline. Watch this. If I select my timeline, you know it's selected because it's outlined in blue. If I hit Shift M, see my playhead moves between markers. That will go forward. To go backward, you hit Control Shift M. Okay? So I'm going to go to the first marker because it's going to start with this jazz picture, Jazz 1. I'm going to double click Jazz 2 and press the period. See how it added it at that? So now I'm going to Shift M, Control Shift M to go backwards to the second marker. Double click my next picture, hit the period. Control Shift M. Oh, gotta select my Control Shift M. Double click, hit the period. Select the timeline panel, Control Shift M to go back. Double click the next picture, hit the period. Select the timeline panel, Control Shift M. Hit the period. Select the timeline panel. go to the next picture. Hit the period, select the timeline panel, Control-Shift-M. And you're going to go all the way to the end of the project. If you find you run out of pictures, you can repeat pictures. And I will show you how to scale these and put moves on them in the next video.